Three, two, one.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Buckhouse podcast. I'm Johnathan Buckhouse, one of your hosts. That is Benjamin Buckhouse, the other host. We are two brothers that get together once a week, and we just talk about things that go on in our life. We also make social media content and just have a bunch of other things in common, video games, sports, stuff like that. And we talk. It's a good time, and I've messed it up today. I slept in. For me personally, I wake up at 3 a.m. and I usually do that pretty consistently, no issues. There's a magical time when my physical activities collide with my sleeping. I'm just too physically exhausted to wake up on time. And that's what happened today. So sorry, bro. I'm late to the podcast.
You're all good. I honestly thought that I would have been the one late, considering I do not feel well. I'm got a pretty strong cold right now, and it's beating me up.
You know what's shocking is normally Roman, who's in school, for the last 2 years of him being in school, he would have gotten us sick like 5 or 6 times since starting school. And knock on wood, we haven't got one thing yet this season, which is crazy. I wonder if his immune system is getting stronger, so he's not bringing stuff home as often. But once you have kids and they start going to school, dude, they bring home the cruddiest stuff.
I mean, I work with kids, so I'm around that environment as well. I don't know what it is.
You got.
Yeah, I don't know what it is that messed me up so hard. It's always around Thanksgiving, dude. It's always around Thanksgiving I get sick. It's been that way for the last couple of years, and this one luckily is just a cold. Other times I think I tested negative for COVID, but I probably still had COVID type of thing around Thanksgiving. So I don't know. I'll be fine. Yesterday was the worst day I've had. I woke up and was miserable. And I ended up actually not going to work, and I slept for another like 5 hours. So that was much needed. Today I took some medicine already. I'm feeling okay. Plan on going to the gym after this. We'll see how that goes, and then go to work. So yeah, that's the plan as of right now. But I hate being sick. I know that everyone does, but like I hate sick. It just affects me in so many ways.
Well, the thing with being sick, especially when you work a job, and I haven't worked a job for someone else in a long time, but you're sick, you feel like crap, you need the money, you don't want to call out, you don't want them, but it's like, yo, dude, like, do you want me to come in and get everybody sick? Like, do you want this to like go through the whole office? Like, it's so hard. But some people do like abuse the calling in sick aspect of a job too. And so all of a sudden it's like, I remember at Target, like we'd have to like write people up because they called out too many times. And it's like, when I was sick like 5 days this month, and I'm like, I don't know, man, I hated writing people up for calling out.
I don't call out often. I really don't, but it's basically like this. Like I started feeling sick on the weekend, like Saturday, Sunday. That's when I started to feel sick. Sorry, my throat. And then Monday I went to work, but I wore a mask. I wore a mask just to be safe while I was at work, because I'm working with these kids, right? And that's what was like my main focus was like, I don't want to get these kids sick. Obviously I don't want to get the staff sick, but I don't want to get these kids sick. So I wore a mask, I kept my distance, and then woke up on Tuesday morning, and that's normally when Johnathan and I podcast, and it was so much worse. So
So you called in sick to the podcast.
called in sick to the podcast. I called in sick to work. But it was like, once again, like, I don't want to be coughing and sneezing all over kids all day. Like, I'm not necessarily hands-on with them, but they walk through my office all day. And so I just don't want to be spreading that.
I mean, I think in real life, it's hard, not in real life, but like in the olden days when it wasn't this like you got to hit this hour quota to get paid, and you more just lived off of like what skill you had. I'm pretty positive if you got sick, you just got like went and rested until you felt better. It's so hard once again in today's world of, all right, you gotta work 40 hours. Here's your schedule, this, that, and all of a sudden you get hit on Monday with a 5-day cold, and 3 of those days you're like incapacitated. It's like, ugh. And then all of a sudden you're gonna be sick longer because you're not like resting. Like you're not giving your body the proper time to like sleep it off.
Yeah, no, I'm very thankful that I took the time off yesterday just to sleep. Like that's all I did. I sat on the couch. I woke up and was debating it, and then I took the dogs out. And when I came back in, I was like, I can't do this. So Kirsty was like, just call out. So I did. And then I laid on the couch, and I didn't wake up till like 11 or 12. It was one of those wake ups where I was like, where am I right now? Like, so confused.
Where am I? Thankfully, so we did have a sickness come through earlier in the year, like right before I went to Finland. And I saw like Roman got sick and Bristol didn't, but Bobby started to not feel so good. And I put on the like, I ain't sleeping with you. I ain't drinking that. Like stay away from me because I got to go to Finland and I am not going to do that Finland trip with a cold. So thankfully I avoided the sickness, but that's always my biggest fear is like getting sick right before one of these like overseas travels or like a snowboard trip, because I've done it before where I've had to go on a snowboard trip like sick and I'll man up and I'll get it done, and thankfully with my job I'm not like interacting with people really, but it sucks to snowboard like when your body's achy, you're not 100% and you're like, all right, but going to a new place helps. It gives you a different energy.
Indeed. Well, enough of this sick talk. What's going on with you, bro? What you got going on this week?
I'm sick of this talk.
What you got going on this weekend, bro?
I am trying to get my backyard tow rope to not break is really what I've been dealing with a lot. And it's when the backyard tow rope is humming and buzzing and going, it's amazing. And it'll work for like 15, 20, 30 minutes, and then something else will break on it. It's just, something is always breaking on that thing. And I just, maybe it's a false hope that I believe one day I'll get it to where it can run like a couple months without busting. But yesterday, everything I thought was like good from our last session, and I went over and one of the pulley wheels was falling apart, or one of the pulley wheels was frozen and not spinning. And I turned on the machine and I started melting my rope, and I didn't realize that. So then I had to fix the pulley wheel. And I didn't realize that the big tire was deflated. So what ended my session early yesterday was the rope bounced off the tire into the chain, knocked the chain off, and I made a huge mess. But thankfully I got really good friends that I try to pay in with beer and food to come help play with the rope. Because the hard thing is like when the rope bounces off the wheel, it takes like 3 dudes to get it back on because of the tension and stuff. So a lot of digging the last couple days. That's why I said I got physically exhausted, and my body was like, you gotta sleep. I had a hard time waking up today because my arms are jello from the tow rope and shoveling. My back hurts. Like, it's just been a really physical week for me, but the backyard park is looking good, and that content does really well because everybody dreams of having their own backyard park. And like, it's kind of a flex, and you have your own rails, and they got your logo on it, and you have your own tow rope, and like my backyard's gorgeous. So for the content, it's we've talked about haters in the past and stuff, but like it's always a good flex. I'm like, you're not a pro, and I'm like, it's fine. I'm gonna go ride my backyard park. I don't know.
That sucks that the tow rope's not doing well, but I will say another huge benefit is just like it probably saves you so much time to have that there. Because I've been thinking about, my gym is really close to where I live, but I'm still like, man, if I could just have a gym in my own house, like I could just go downstairs and just, do my workouts or whatever, and then jump in the shower right afterwards, and like that's that. Like that would be amazing. But
Well, with the tow rope, it's fast laps, so I can like take Roman to school, come home, do a little bit of office work, go out for 2 hours and make an entire video in 2 hours and get like more hits than I actually would at the ski resort. And it's, it's just so nice. It's quick, and yeah, you're right, it is convenient on the busy days when the resorts are just jammed and crowded and not fun. It's like, just like stay in my own world. And then also if I want to make like how-to videos, or like, it's so nice to be, it's just me. I mean, the friends I invite, but it's like, it's my environment, to film, to talk, to whatever is so comfortable in your own environment.
Like that's a huge advantage. Like that's awesome. And especially with how busy those weekends get, like I would love just to do the tow rope and shoot, bro. Maybe that's what we got to do. I got to come up one weekend and you and I just vibe in the backyard park, because
Dude, we got some mellow rails, we got some heavy rails. I made this really crazy one where it's like a cannon to a rainbow, and it is the funnest thing. It's scary when you're approaching it, but it's actually like one of the smoothest rails.
No, I've been seeing you post a couple of videos about that, and I could see it being terrifying to go after, but it's probably just like as soon as you get the speed down, you're good to go, right?
Yeah, even if you went slow, it's just like, honestly, that rainbow is kind of like clunky in general. Like you hit the front too hard. So by putting that cannon in front of it, it actually makes that rail the smoothest it's ever been. Because you kind of just like pop over the clunky part and land right in the smooth down. And it's like, ooh, that feels good. I wanted to hire someone to like work the backyard park this year, but what's worked out is I've just like invited people that have always wanted to come, but I like haven't. I've been very like not letting too many people come because I don't have insurance and I don't get sued, things like that. But they're like people that I've gotten closer with and I know well. Because first off, like, I don't want to bring strangers to my house, and then I don't want to I have to cover my butt also. And so there's some people that I've met consistently over the last year or two or whatever, that I've been like, hey, you actually want to come have a session? And then if you're down to come help dig. And some people have been coming helping like shape up the park, things like that. The hardest part is we got 3 feet of snow, which everything got buried. And so I really needed the manpower to help like undig all the rails and stuff.
Got to get you some liability forms, bro. And that's just the sad reality that we live in.
I really need to make one. I did get my signs up, which are super important, like caution, lift can move at any time, danger, this machine can start and cause injury. And then I also put up the park sign that's like, you assume all risk. So there is signage out there as well saying you're going to get wrecked if you're doing what you're not supposed to be doing.
It's such a sad world that we live in that it's like you got to do that. I remember there was a place that Johnathan and I would go to called Green Mountain Reservoir up in the mountains, and you do some cliff jumping or cliff diving. There was like a 25-foot drop and then like an 80-foot drop that you could do, and we like took our family there and stuff. And
there was a 75-foot jump too. And that's the one that everyone kept dying off of.
And Jonathan's not joking. People were dying off of this. And one kid went there one summer and jumped off and didn't go well. And his parents end up suing the state. And so they banned the cliff jumping there. And it's like, it just takes a couple people to ruin fun for everybody, huh?
It stinks because I live closest to it than I've ever have. If that makes sense. And it's like rats, man. People still do it, even though there's signs that say like don't do it and stuff. But I still see some of the local kids will go out and hit it. But it's just, I've done it. I've jumped off the highest part with Tyler, so I don't need to do it again.
I jumped off the highest part as well. It's scary. It's so scary, but you just got to do it. But no, that was a fun time.
Yeah, that because we had our cousins and Bobby and. That's when we did our family reunion up here.
Well, so I remember we did like a family jump on the smaller drop, where all of us jumped off at the same time, kind of like not holding hands, but like I think we might have been holding hands. But anyways, we jump off and land in the water, and I land leaned forward a little bit and I knocked the wind out of me. And so I come up and I'm like no air. I'm like, Sarah turns and she's like, ha ha ha. And she looks at me and she's like, oh my goodness. Tyler starts swimming away from us. And Tyler's our older brother that is a firefighter as well. Now, at the time he wasn't, but he was still like a bigger guy, at this time. So he starts swimming away and Sarah's like, Tyler. He turns and he grabs me and he gets me out of the water. And we're like, what? Everyone's like, what happened? What happened? I was like, I got the wind knocked out of me. They're like, well, why'd you fall like that? Not necessarily like blaming it on me, but they're like, well, yeah, don't fall like that. I was like, oh, my bad. Well, Johnathan filmed it and we go back and look at the footage. What happens is we jump and Sarah kicks me. So my legs fall like behind me and I'm going forward. So Sarah kicked me, which then caused me to go off balance. So Sarah almost killed me at the cliff jumping.
Well, the biggest thing with the cliff jumping is you're jumping into like 40-degree water, so it's freezing cold. So the moment you hit it already, your heart like tenses up and you get really like cold and you're like, oh, it's like jumping into a cold plunge. And then you have to swim 10 yards to get out of the water. So I just searched it. I have all the cliff jumping. I have to send you some. I have photos of the cliff jumping. Yeah, you're there.
Yeah, send me those.
I'm looking at them right now. Oh gosh, was Eric there? No, that's not Eric.
No, it was honestly just our family.
Though that was Sarah's boyfriend at the time. Your friend, Keenan.
Good guy, Keenan.
They're just photos, but I'll make sure I send you these as well. There's the family send. I don't think Sarah kicked you. You definitely are in the wrong body position.
No, I vividly remember this.
It's fine.
Because I'm pretty sure that Sarah was like laughing.
Sure
she was like, I kicked you or something. Like, yeah, I vividly remember this. There's no way.
All right, I'll make sure that those get sent with the podcast episode. It's funny, or what am I trying to say? It's cool having, those are just photos. I know there's videos somewhere, but having a photo or a video to remember moments, if that makes sense. Because you remember so much more once you see that.
Yeah. Somebody at work just brought it up because they were like, they were watching, they were talking with me. And they're like, yeah, I was watching a TikTok the other night and I was laughing so hard watching this TikTok. I went to go show my boyfriend and I looked down and I was like, wait a minute, that's Buck's brother. They're like, wait, that's Johnathan Buckhouse. And so they were watching your Grinch video and they thought it was so funny. Then they kind of stalked your page for a little bit trying to see. They're like, wait, is Buck in here at all? So they're looking and they're like, I don't see him. And I was like, yeah, I haven't been on the channel in a long time other than when we did the Rail Jam video. But I was like, now if you go to the first seasons, you'll see me. And then I was like, it's really cool that we like have that documented forever. This like moment of, yeah, like this moment of our life, this year of our life where we're like, we're going to go snowboarding 130 days together. And we did. And like every day was filmed, every day was edited, every day was made into like a little video that we can go back on. And I do go back on them and I love it. Like there's certain videos they're just good memories.
Yeah, sometimes, not often, but sometimes I'll get sucked into like remembering, and it is really cool to enjoy those moments or just see how far and how fast things change, if that makes sense. Because if you think about it, it's like, oh man, that was only 9 years ago. Like, I guess it's a long time, but to me it feels like yesterday, you know?
I am getting the sneezes out.
Get a good clip of you blowing your nose for the podcast.
I'm struggling, guys, but I'm here. I didn't call out today. Time is such a relative thing, and it's just like flying by. And like I see so many memes about it on the internet, but it's like we're going into 2025, dude. We're in the last month of 2024, which is crazy. There's literally this podcast and I guess three more podcasts in the year of 2024. Now the third podcast will be posted in the new year, but still, like, we're gonna film 3 more podcasts this year, and then all of a sudden it's 2025. Like, that's crazy to think about.
It's also crazy to think, like, I remember from 1999 to 2000, like Y2K, like I have memories of that, and like mom storing up a bunch of water. She definitely was on the world's gonna end, the computers are gonna stop working side of things, and that's 25 years ago. It's like, oh my goodness, I'm old.
Something that I'm not used to with my new job is I've always been the younger person in my jobs. Like, I've always been the younger person. And that's just been my life, to be honest. Like, growing up, I was really close with you, who's, you're older than me. And then I was, got to know your friends, and some of your friends became my friends that are now like good friends of mine, like Jesse. Jesse's like 9 years older than me or something. And, I've always just been around an older group of people. And then when I would go to work, same thing. I was just always around older people, and I just got along with them and made it work. But with my job right now, oddly enough, I am actually one of the older people at my job, other than like the directors, like the people that are like, they've got their master degrees and they've been in the industry for like 10 years by now. And so like those people that are running the company, yeah, they're going to be a little bit older than me, but no, the majority of my colleagues I work with are younger than me, and that's not something I'm used to. But that, like, I'm hearing them talk, and they're like, they're 23 years old, but they're born in 2001, and I know I'm only 3 years older than them, but I'm like, that is crazy to think about. Like, I don't know, it's just like time and age is such a relative thing. It's crazy, and like eventually I'm gonna be at a point where there's gonna be 20-year-olds, but they're born in 2024. And I'm like, what is going on right now? This is crazy.
I get it with the aspect that a lot of people that get into the snowboard industry or move to the mountains or can snowboard consistently are like early 20s or young. Not a lot of 33-year-olds get to snowboard as much as I get to. So I do have some older friends, but for the most part, a lot of the people that I snowboard with are like the new dudes to the crew, like Tristan. He's 18, and it's cool because they bring a young energy, but then sometimes too, I'm like, God, you're an idiot. I'm not saying Tristan's an idiot, but like, you're just dealing with younger people. But it's a good time to hang out with the young bloods. They bring young energy and stuff. But I had that thought where I was like, dang, like there's gonna be a point where like, if I'm still doing this in my 40s, like I might just be doing this with a lot of kids.
You're gonna be that old dude that just hangs out with like 20-year-olds and thinks that he still is young. No, I'm joking, bro. You're gonna be healthy enough to be still young. But
shifting topics a little bit, I'm in a dilemma. I have a dilemma. So you already brought it up, but I have this Grinch video. I went out as the Grinch one year and went snowboarding and made some videos, and they go mega viral every year. I get put it on TikTok. It's at like 6 million views right now. And Instagram, I think, is over 1 million now. YouTube, not doing well because it always suppresses the audio. But I need to figure that one out. Maybe I just put like Christmas music or something that's like not copyrighted. But I got a Buddy the Elf outfit. Because I thought, okay, what if I went and snowboarded as Buddy the Elf? But in order to like hit character, I have to shave my mustache.
I mean, would you be wearing a mask, like a face mask?
No, it's like it came with like goofy hair, like curly hair, and then the outfit and the hat. So my face is going to be in it.
I'm going to pull this up. I know I've seen them and they're terrifying to look at. But aren't there like real life face masks? Like a face mask.
Oh, like a real face mask.
Yeah, it shows like it's like a face mask that you put on, but it's got like, it's like skin toned and it has a mouth and it has like a nose and stuff. So that way, number one, you don't have to shave your mustache, but also you're not freezing your face off while you're snowboarding in the month of December.
Oh, dude, that it's hard to tell with these costumes. Like, you get these costumes, and yeah, Yeah, I try to get higher quality ones, but I'm also not trying to spend like hundreds of dollars on a Buddy the Elf costume. And this one's more like PJs. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to layer up. This is gonna be cold. It's gonna have to be like a nice day. I just searched mustache cover up, and there's nothing. Just a lot of fake mustaches. I mean, obviously, I could keep the stash and go with it, and it's like not going to be ideal, but you get a lot of back shots. I need to watch the movie though and like kind of write down some scenes because that's what I did with the Grinch. But the funny thing is, I know the Grinch so well that I didn't have to like, write down scenes. I imitated the when he's like saying he like hate, double hate. Like
There's some easy ones. I mean, like you can just look up like Buddy the Elf quotes.
Obviously, there's the Santa scene.
Yeah, you're like Santa, so you can do that.
They're eating the gum off. I was gonna like put gum on the chairlift and like pull off the gum off the chairlift and eat it.
You could do the angry elf scene if you see like a kid or something. Like if you go like if Roman's there or something, like he's an angry elf, and just talk about stuff like that. Or now there's plenty that you can do with
that. That would be funny to get Roman to play a part, have him do a scene. That's why once again I forgot that was even a scene. I haven't seen the movie in years, so I do need to watch it, and I'll like write down what I think will work well.
You could like this is a little bit more committal. There's two options with it where you bring some maple syrup to the mountain because that's like a big thing, and you can either bring also like spaghetti and just like have it in a little ziploc.
I heard Will Ferrell threw up. I heard he threw up during that scene.
I could imagine.
I don't think I could do it.
Well, no, you don't have to eat it, but more so just putting syrup like on the spaghetti or something. Or you can buy food from the resort, like buy a thing of fries or something, and then just put syrup all over it. And I'm not necessarily saying that you have to eat it, but just committing to the bit of like
just have the scene. Yeah.
Because like that's a big thing is him putting candy on everything.
Also, one of the benefits of this job or career or whatever is I've met some rad people, and one of my good friends, Chris James, is an audio producer. He like makes commercials. So I thought about asking him like writing a intro and because it narrates. There's like the narrator voice in the beginning half of the movie, and seeing if he can imitate that voice or get it close enough and talk like maybe like do an intro to like Buddy finding the ski resort or something about snowboarding, essentially like an intro to snow, and then like does that make sense?
Yeah, like because I'm trying to remember. I don't remember what the narrator says, but he's like, Buddy the Elf grew up in the North Pole, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, something along those lines. So it's like, Buddy the Elf made a trip to this snowboard mountain of Keystone. Something like that, yeah. I know what you're saying. That'd be really clever to piece it together. It'd really sell what you're trying to sell.
Yeah, exactly. So like he could still do the same mannerisms, I could still act like him, but it like sets up the scene of Buddy's at a ski resort and not New York or something. Like so.
One of my favorite scenes from the movie that I think is so underrated is when it's like close to the end when Buddy the Elf is helping Santa get his engine back or whatever, and the news are talking about it, and they're like, just a elf was spotted in the park, and there's like him walking all weird, but it's like from Signs where the alien is like walking, and it's one of the most underrated scenes in my opinion.
Yeah, I hate Signs. I hate that movie. I also hate I hate the dressing up and going snowboarding. Like I did it with Jack Skellington, which did okay. It didn't do bad. It was definitely worth it, especially for how bad the quality of snowboarding was that day that I dressed up as Jack and went riding. But man, I do what I do because I just want to snowboard. And so then when my snowboarding is like dressing up and going on the mountain and acting in these costumes is not snowboarding, it's dressing up and going on the mountain and acting in a costume. So it's like, oh, I don't want to give up a day of snowboarding for this, but it's kind of necessary. Like, once again, it helps my channel grow every single year. It does very well. Like, I'm actually making money on TikTok again because of the video. Dude, Instagram needs to figure out how to pay creators because it's brutal.
Yeah, I haven't really figured out Instagram. Instagram works for certain niches. I feel like video gaming is not massive on Instagram, so it's not something I play around with too much. I still post there, but it is what it is. I know that snowboarding it's pretty big, so it sucks that they're not paying their.
Instagram's huge for brand deals. So like some of my larger brand deals will be like, hey, we want Instagram like posts, and so it's like, okay, it's like I make good money doing a single Instagram post. And then the stories do translate. If I post like grab an Evolution sticker and I post it, like I will sell 3 to 5 Evolution stickers with every post that I do. So I make money off Instagram, but not from Instagram. I make it from other things. So having a large Instagram presence is needed, but I got over 6 million views or qualified views last month. And they gave me I didn't even break $100. I'm getting a $98 check from Instagram. I'm like, 6 million views? I don't even get $100? I'm in their bonus program.
That's laughable, especially because, like, dude, there's sponsored ads all over Instagram. Everything is a sponsored ad.
Yeah. Oh, and if I pulled 6 million on YouTube, that's like 10K.
I could see you get like on something like Instagram at least 1,000 for 6 million. At least 1,000 for 6 million.
Yeah. I mean, for that's kind of what it's like on TikTok. I don't know exactly what view count they're doing, but I'm getting a large check from TikTok this month, which is going to be nice.
I think YouTube pays, at least from my experience, not terrible. I think I get like when I was posting regularly and everything, which I'm getting in that rhythm again, and then of course this sickness came and threw me off, but probably gonna still go live tonight and everything. But anyways, I get like $25 a month for my, like, I want to say I get like 25,000 views. No, I probably get like, no, I was getting like almost 100,000 views, and I would get like $25, which I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm just kind of like casually posting. I'm just enjoying my stuff. So $25 for the month or whatever, that's not bad. Like, it is what it is.
YouTube by far pays the best. I need to make another Amazon. I just clicked into my analytics. I need to make another Amazon video. I also need to, like, I haven't been good about it this year. I need to think of viral videos and go out, and because I'm posting less, so I need to go out and post, like, go out and specifically make viral videos, if as weird as that sounds, and not just, I've been going out making like some like vloggy style videos, which will do okay and people enjoy them, but I'm looking at my most recent like best videos that are doing well, and it's the highest rated Amazon snowboard, so you don't have to, all the world's weirdest snowboards, and then the difference between skiing and snowboarding in the US versus Europe. Like, those are all like intentionally viral videos. So I definitely need to ramp it up.
No, I feel like when it comes to content creation, it's just like almost anything else in life, where it's like over half of it is like just the planning and the thought and the I guess you could also say execution, but it's like planning the idea, or coming up with the idea, planning the idea, and then executing the idea. That is 80% of it, and then the other 20% is just doing it. And I think that's like something that you have to take into consideration, which I know that you're going to be able to do, but like with the Jack Skellington video, on this Elf video and stuff like that, I think the Grinch one will still be like your probably most popular one because it's the Grinch. But you know,
I was gonna re-edit it as well to the classic song. So I've done like the newer age song. I've done it to the voices from the movie, which does less, not as good as the new song, because the new song is by like Tyler the Creator. I don't know who did it, but they did a good job. And then there's obviously the classic Grinch song that I can still make the edit to. But of course, the battle is these platforms will ding you for having copyrighted audio. So there's ways to get around it on TikTok and Instagram, because you add in the song that they have and then you mute it, but it's still like the song is still playing. Then they won't copyright you. But YouTube has got the copywriting on lock. So you upload an audio that you're not supposed to use, and they will immediately block your video.
It's like, I understand that they need to do it, but it's very frustrating to like that. Like, you can't just, I don't know. Like, I don't understand how companies are so greedy when it's like, you want to make this fun little video, right? Of you playing, or like playing the voice stuff of like the Grinch, right? And like we're talking about right now, let's say it does get 6 million views on Instagram, you're not even gonna get $100 for it. Like, why do they need to take that $100 from you? You know, like it's such a minuscule amount at the end of the day.
I get it though, in a way, because what I've learned, people are so uncreative, and people steal all the time. Whether, like, I've had 2 TikTok accounts that literally people have made, and they are just literally ripping every single one of my videos and reposting it. So like when it comes to the audio, they can't tell if it's a guy that dressed up as a Grinch and went out and like actually put effort in and is just using the audio to better this like skit that was created, or some loser kid who all they care about is making money off social media or whatever weird thing that they're into, low effort, ripping the movie and posting the movie, you know? So
what I don't understand is that people do that and they get away with it. Like, they still do that. You know, they rip TV shows.
some people do get away with it.
Yeah, people just rip TV shows all the time, or they rip, whatever.
They'll live, like, one way around it is they live stream the TV show.
But like, if you do that on like Twitch, it gets flagged right away. So it's like, how is Twitch recognizing it, but not how like TikTok or Instagram is not? You know, it's people steal content all the time, and it's disgusting.
I don't know. It's gonna work out, but I do need a creative, like, snowboard focus, not just Buddy the Elf viral video. So I got to put my brain to it.
Well, by technicality, you could take your brain to the snow, and that usually goes pretty viral. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, me smacking my dome. It's hard too, because like I'm not gonna lie, I've been kind of more like focused on like, okay, how do I make a viral short, and like focus on shorts going viral, which I've been getting a lot of shorts to go viral, but I can't neglect the long form. Even though I'm doing it less, I still need the long form to do well, because that does bring in a substantial chunk of income. So I'm playing with it, I'm learning. I will say, I'm going to go on analytics real quick since we're kind of on this topic. Shorts have been paying pretty decent. This short has 100,000 views and it's made $26. It's not great. It's not bad.
Yeah, but you know, if you're making 3 of those a day.
Yeah, not all 3 hit 100,000. See, this one has. But some say like this one has less views than that one I just mentioned, and it's making $28 with less views.
I don't think I'll ever understand AdSense and how we get paid. I don't think I will ever understand it. It's such a complicated.
Yeah, it's so crazy. But basically, a safe bet is every time I post a short, I get $1. Like, even the worst performing ones will make $1. So I'm making $3 a day right now, guys.
Which is why you need to buy stickers. No, I'm joking.
So grab Evolutions.
But I do think that this is about time where I need to start wrapping up the podcast. I gotta start doing other stuff. So sorry it's a short one, guys. I'm sorry I'm not feeling the best. But hey, we're here. We did it. Another podcast in the books. Episode 36. 36. We're cruising, bro. We're cruising.
We're climbing. Make sure you guys are subscribing, liking, and listening on all platforms, or however that saying goes.
Yeah. Like, rate, subscribe. Thank you, forum. Wait, no, that's like early 2000 stuff, right? Ray William Johnson right there. But no, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for joining the conversation down below. We really do appreciate it. Thank you guys for your time. That's the most important thing that you guys gave us today. We really do appreciate it. We'll be back next week with a much more energy-filled podcast. We promise you that. But yeah, got anything else to say, bro?
I feel like we were lacking energy. We go live, or we record these very early in the morning, guys, because we got so much going on. But we're still posting podcasts. Big shout out to Ben for editing them, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Peace.